My name is Cheryl Chenoy. I'm the Assistant Dean for Information Technology at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. I've been working with DST for 2 years now. So the college's research is all in the area of biomedical research, and we're mostly funded by the National Institutes of Health, which includes the National Cancer Institute. So basically we always had people on staff here on premises who were running the system and were responsible for running the system. And that was a weakness for us because really our specialty is doing research. That's where we add value. So working with DST gave us an opportunity to work with basically a managed service provider to take care of those needs for us. So there are two types of services that we get from DST. The first is their managed services for maintaining our storage system. So our storage ecosystem consists of our primary file system, which is a parallel file system, which services our high-performance computing cluster. Also, we have the same file system that is shared to the community as home directories. So people at their desktops can see the same resource. So the gateways are also maintained by DST. And then the replication of all that storage to disaster recovery storage is also maintained by DST. So there's an entire ecosystem, including the networking that's associated with that, where they have taken the lead in making sure that everything is working properly. There's another service that we get from DST, which is basically more focused on specific problems that we may be having. Like, for example, we have another managed service provider that maintains our high-performance computing cluster. But from time to time, there are special projects that we have for programs that we're trying to deploy within the cluster, on which we depend on DST to give us assistance. When people encounter problems is when we need help. And what we found from DST is that the eagerness to want to make sure that we succeed. Whether it's a problem within the infrastructure or how a user is interacting with that infrastructure, that's the type of assistance that we've been able to get. DST was able to help brief me on, here are things that you can do to make your environment more robust from the problems that we've seen. And I think that that's been tremendous value. It's not just running, but also giving me recommendations and feedback for how we can do better. DST communicates with us using online tools. So there's a tool called Trello, in which they will outline every step of a particular project and where they are at any given point, and whether they need something from us as the client. And that's a great communication tool because we have everything, whether it's our normal operations or a special project, within that same environment for us to be able to communicate. So it's not just a person. Right? I mean, because I could go out and I can hire a person. But the fact is that you have many people who have slightly different sets of expertise and experience, and all of them can shed light on the problems that we have here. And this is one of the things I wanted to try to achieve in our environment, is to not have a boundary, is to know that basically they're acting as if they were members of our team. And that's, I think, what we have found in the way that we've been able to operate. I can't hire enough people to do all the stuff that we get with DST, and that's why I do it. And that's really what I want other people to understand, because particularly in the academic world, like, people feel like they have to do everything themselves. If they're not, they feel embarrassed. They feel like they're doing something wrong. In fact, there's more value in outsourcing those things that you're not an expert at. I don't have to have a team that's going to be an expert on this stuff because we have the right partner. It's really hard to find the right partner, and then once you find that, you want to make sure that it works well. And that's the great thing about working with DST, is that we've been able to maintain that.